Today we are going to discuss about the electromagnetic induction. That is the basics of electromagnetic induction and Fleming's right hand rule. Before studying this electromagnetic induction, we should know about an instrument called as a galvanometer. So this thing is called as galvanometer. Okay. So this galvanometer almost looks like a ammeter or voltmeter. But the difference in this one is, if you take this galvanometer, you can see it is galvano is written. Sometimes G will be written on that one. For this galvanometer, you see that needle, when it is not in use, it is standing in zero position, which is at the center. If you take the case of an ammeter, it is not like that. The ammeter, the zero will be 0, 1, 2, 3 like that. It is starting. The needle will be standing in 0. So what is the difference between these two? Galvanometer is actually an instrument which is used for finding the direction of current for very small currents. So or we can say it will detect the presence of current. Very small minor current is there means you will find we will identify such a current is there. And one more, it will show the direction of current also. For example, if the current is in one direction, the needle will move this side. If the current is in the opposite direction, it will move in the opposite direction. So galvanometer is used for detecting small current and also to find the direction of small current. For that one only we are using this galvanometer. Now we will move to our actual topic where we will discuss about the electromagnetic induction. Now you consider a coil. A coil like this. This one we can do practically also. Once we start the class, regular class, we can see that one. So here we are connecting a galvanometer. I can draw an arrow mark for galvanometer, or I can draw G also. Okay, G is the symbol for galvanometer. So we have a coil like this which is connected to a galvanometer. Now you see here, I am taking a magnet here. Here south and here it is north. Now if you move this magnet towards this coil, you can see that this galvanometer will show a deflection. That is, when we move a magnet towards a coil, the galvanometer is showing a deflection. When the galvanometer will show a deflection? When there is a current in the circuit. So it says that when we move a magnet towards a coil, inside the coil one EMF is produced, or you can say one current is produced. So it produces a deflection. So when the magnet is moving towards a coil, it produces one deflection, or you can say this magnet induces a current in the coil. So we can see a current here. Now in the same experiment, you can go for small modification. That is, instead of pushing the north, we can push the south. When we push the south, you will see a small difference. What is that? When you push the south, the galvanometer will show in the deflection in the opposite direction. That is, if first it was showing that side, now this will show toward this side. Similarly, if you use the north itself, when you push toward that side, it will show toward that side. When you take toward this side, it will show in the opposite direction. That is, pushing toward that side, it will show in that direction. When you pull it back, it will show in the opposite direction. Now another part, you can keep this magnet inside this one without moving. That time it will not show any deflection. Or another thing, you keep it in the same distance and you move together. That time also it will not show any deflection. So what is the meaning of that one? In order to produce a current, there should be a relative movement. That is, coil is here, this is here. You can move this one, or you keep it stationary and move this one. If you move both together like this, or if you stationary keep here, it won't work. There should be a relative movement. Or technically we can say, when the magnetic field associated with this coil is changing, here strong magnetic field, here weak magnetic field. So strong, weak, like that it is changing. When the coil is in a changing magnetic field, a current is induced in this one. So this is the very important thing. Okay, so a generator produces current like this only. That is coming as another topic. And this year it is deleted from the syllabus. That's why we will not discuss that one. But you should know the generator works like this. Now this is the first part. So you should be very much careful about this one. That is, when the direction changes, what happens, and main thing is there should be a relative movement, then only the current is produced. Now you think about another little bit similar case. Where we have a material just like a paper or something which is not a conductor. In that one we are making two windings. That is, here I am winding some coil like this above this one, and I am connecting that one to a galvanometer. And this side also we are making similar coil. And this coil I am connecting to a battery and a key here, a tapping key which when you tap it will switch on, when you release it will go like this. Now in this case you can see, if you tap this key, what will happen? You know, when current is passing through a coil, it will produce magnetic field. So this magnetic field can reach up to here. So what will happen? It will make a deflection in this one. Now if you keep it switched on, then also magnetic field is produced, but that magnetic field cannot produce a EMF here. Why? Already we discussed, a changing magnetic field only can produce the current in that one. So what when it will produce a deflection? When you switch on, first the magnetic field was 0. When you switch on, it becomes maximum. So there is a time where the magnetic field from 0 it is going up. In that time the needle will go that side and come back. If you keep the current on, it will not make any induction. It will go there and come back. Now if you maintain like that, nothing will happen. But when you switch off this one, again it will show a deflection, but it will be in the opposite direction. So this is called as electromagnetic induction. That is, the changing current in one loop or one conductor can induce an EMF in the nearby conductor. That is called as electromagnetic induction. Okay, that is, a changing current in one conductor or one coil can induce an EMF in the nearby coil. That is called as electromagnetic induction. Here also you have to remember, when the steady current is passing through this one, it will not induce there. When the current in this coil is changing, that time it will induce. Okay, so actually technically this is called as mutual induction, but you can just take it as the electromagnetic induction. That is, the changing current in one loop can induce an EMF in the nearby coil. That is called as electromagnetic induction. Here we have two coils. This first coil where we are sending this current, that is called as the primary coil, and where we are getting induced, that is called as a secondary coil. So we have a primary coil and a secondary coil. So in the primary coil we are sending the current, and due to that one we will get a induced current in the secondary coil. Now the same for explanation of this one and the previously magnetic case and all the cases, in which direction the current will be induced. For that one we have one rule, that is called as the Fleming's right hand rule. It is similar to Fleming's left hand rule, but the difference is we have to use the right hand. So you should be very much careful when you are writing the examination. In right hand you have the pen, that's why you use left hand. It should not happen like that. What is the difference between using left hand and right hand? See here, thumb is up here, thumb is up here. The first finger is that side, first finger is this side. But what about the second finger or middle finger? This is toward this side, this is toward the opposite side. This is that way, this is this way. So wherever you have to use left hand, there you have to use left hand only. Wherever you have to use right hand rule, there you have to use right hand rule only. So first thing you have to remember is, whenever we are using the movement and the magnetic field to produce current, there you have to use right hand rule. Previously, wherever you are using the field and current to produce motion, that is in the case of motor, there we use left hand rule. So if you are producing movement using current, then left hand rule. If you are producing current using movement, then right hand rule. That is the basic thing. Now what about Fleming's right hand rule? Same way, stretch the forefinger, thumb, forefinger and middle finger of your right hand such a way that they are mutually perpendicular, all direction is perpendicular. If the order is different, okay, if the thumb shows the direction of motion and the first finger shows the direction of magnetic field, then the second finger will show the direction of current. Okay, so you have to tell in the opposite way. That is, finally current should come. In the left hand rule, finally motion should come. In the order is important. So in the left hand rule, how it was? If first finger shows the direction of field, second finger shows the direction of current, then the thumb will show the direction of motion. Here tell thumb and first finger first. If thumb shows the direction of motion or force, then first finger shows the direction of field, then second finger will show the direction of current. Okay, so using this one, where previously we studied using the Fleming's left hand rule, the electric motor is working. Using this one, the electric generator is working. What is electric generator? It's a device used for converting mechanical energy into electrical energy. So mechanical energy into electrical energy using right hand rule, electrical energy into mechanical energy, which is motor, that is using Fleming's left hand rule. So you should not have any confusion about this left hand rule and right hand rule. Last one more, it is not depending on what you have to find. If the question is find the direction of motion, you cannot determine whether you have to use the left hand rule or right hand rule. How to decide which one to use? What is produced? If motion is produced, left hand rule, and if current is produced, then right hand rule. Thank you.